Lamar tweeted about missing time the last 2 seasons, and Deion wrote back, quote, "Stop explaining yourself to fools. Allow fools to be fools. A brother trying, that's strong, believes in himself and willing to stand for what he believes, will always be misunderstood and judged by fools of all ethnicities. Love you, my brother, and I believe in you." Shannon, strong words from Deion. Do you agree?
I do. And hopefully Lamar listens to someone, Skip. I remember when I offered Lamar advice about he recorded himself driving 105 miles an hour. So that means he had to have one hand on the steering wheel and one hand on the camera, so showing everybody how fast. I said, bro, don't do that. I understand that you're a young man and we're going to speed, but you don't have to post it on social media.
When was that? I forget.
That was early in his career, Skip.
He was a Raven.
Yeah,
right?
he was a Raven at that time. Skip, when he was out there running routes on the basketball court, I said, come on, Lamar. I'm glad you're back in the community, giving back, showing these youngsters that, hey, you know what? I came from this very community. I got out, you can get out. I said, but just be smart. Skip, remember he's playing beach volleyball? He tripped over the jet ski. I said, come on, bro, why put yourself at risk? But, yo, Shannon, let that man live. You're jealous, so I'm going to let him live. But hopefully he'll listen to Deion because, Lamar, the doctors told you had a sprained PCL. Offer without explanation. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all didn't examine my knee. Dr. Curl, I assume she was there when I was there, Leanne Curl. Love Dr. Curl. Doc, how you doing? He got a PCL sprain. He ain't playing. If I told Helen, I would have went on the field to begin with, Skip, because I understand the risk of having to go out there and play a game of football when, if I can just make it off the field healthy, I know at least $100 million coming my way. Maybe more. Okay, fine. But you can't, man, everybody gonna say this and they gonna tweet that. And if you respond to every single thing, man, you're gonna make yourself crazy. Some people like you, some people won't. Can't worry about that, Lamar. But I hope he takes time advice. Bruh, I wouldn't tweet anything else. Honestly, Skip, I wouldn't tweet anything else about how much they offer me, and I don't need no agent because I got $133 million guaranteed offer to me, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't do any more tweeting. The Ravens can say what they want to say. I know where I stand and what I'm expecting, and I'm going to leave it at that. But I think time gave him some sound advice. Hopefully he adheres to it. I think a lot of time's tone is a lot more different than mine. Sometimes my voice comes off, and my kids like, Dad, we grown now, and sometimes my voice comes off as I'm still being your dad. And I am your dad, but I understand that you're an adult now. You're 30 years of age, and you're not a small kid anymore. So I apologize for the tone, but I come from a good place that I only want what's best for you. And I understand that these teams, they look at stuff like that.
They do.
I mean, you driving 105 miles an hour and you got one hand on the steering wheel and you swimming it with the other, and you being reckless with you playing beach volleyball. Robert Edwards should have stopped everybody, any professional athlete, especially football player. They should be done with beach football.
Because he wrecked his career.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that used to be a game, Skip. The NFL did away with it. From that point on, they never played it again. As a matter of fact, I was over there. I was over there when that happened. That was 2000.
At the Pro Bowl.
Yes. It was I feel bad for him because I think he deserves his money. How much money, Skip? That's up for debate. But I just think the thing is that it seems like teams have gone out of their way to say, oh, we're not in the market for a quarterback and we don't need this, we don't need that. It's something that I've just never seen teams do with other quarterbacks that's become available. The stances and the rhetoric in which they're spewing about Lamar.
Agreed. I will restate my opinion. Every team that needs a quarterback right here, right now, is a fool, to use Deion's word, for not jumping at the chance to acquire a Lamar Jackson who is available. For a mere, and I'm going to call it mere, 2 first-round picks because, trust me, it's pennies in the big scheme of things because he can play. And you're not going to be able to find a quarterback who can play like he can play. And yes, you're going to have to pay him whatever the market value is, whatever it is. And to your point, I don't know exactly where it is. But if you made him happy and you sent the Ravens your next 2 first-round picks, you will win because of that move. It's when you step back, because now I can't see the forest for the trees because there's bad blood between Lamar and the Ravens. And every time Lamar goes on Twitter, he looks worse to me because he looks weak and he looks vulnerable and he looks like he's flailing and fighting back at whom? At what?
Right.
Okay, so he doesn't want to hear what I have to say, and I don't blame him, but I have no choice because it's what we do.
Right.
My 2 cents, and that's about what it's worth, of advice for him is, number one, to your point, you shouldn't have gone on Twitter in the first place because you'll lose on Twitter.
Right.
You cannot win that battle. I've told you this before. I've worked with several people in this media business whose careers were wrecked or at least ruined because they could not stop reading what people were saying about them on Twitter during the commercial breaks. And if you start taking it to heart and you let that define you, you will lose because it's not who you are. And you're going to try to fight back on air in ways that are unbecoming of you.
Right.
And you're fighting against who? Who are these people?
Right.
You have no idea who these people are. So I'm going to hark back to the Lamar tweet just because we're talking about Twitter, but he got mad after the Jacksonville loss.
Right.
Lamar, who is this guy? So whoever Castle Will Kill is, he writes on Twitter, when someone is asking for over $250 million guaranteed like Lamar is asking for, these games should not come down to Justin Tucker. Let Lamar walk and spend that money on a well-rounded team. Okay, it's not the worst thing that's ever been said about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he didn't say you was a bum.
No, he didn't. So Lamar just goes crazy as you're wont to do.
Yeah.
Because he's proud and he's a fighter and he's going to say,
we lost.
Yeah, we lost. And you caught him at the wrong place at the wrong time. And he jumps on Twitter. And as Coach Herm used to say, don't hit send.
Right.
No, just wait. Sleep on it. No, I can't sleep on it. And then he says, boy, STFU. You know what that stands for? Y'all be capping too much on this app, MF. Never smelt a football field, never did SH, but eat, you know what? Okay. You can't. You're better than, you're Lamar Jackson. You're the MVP of this league.
You help get his following up. That's all you did.
That's you put him on the map. It's not worth it. Okay, now I get to my other 2 cents of advice. If you had an advisor in place, and you're going to have to pay that advisor a lot of money, maybe he would help redirect you from doing things like this, because you're still just a kid to me, and you're still not formed completely mentally as far as maturity goes and seeing the big picture. You need somebody you trust to say, hey, not worth it.
Right.
Don't.
Because Skip, look at the way they're handling.
Yeah.
You hear John Harbaugh? Oh, we love Lamar. We love to have him back. Hopefully we can get something worked out. They might feel the exact same way. They might want Lamar Jackson gone as much as he wants to be gone.
You're probably
but they're playing the PR battle to perfection.
And they are making you look worse and worse.
And guess what? People are coming out there, Shannon, you heard what the Ravens said? They want him. They offered him X amount of dollars. You see?
All right, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. We talked about agents because he doesn't have one.
Yeah.
I have had, thankfully, fortunately, the best agent in sports media for many, many years named Nick Kahn, and I've paid him a whole lot of money, and it's been worth every last penny because he's saved me from myself God knows how many times. Thank you, Nick Kahn. But my point is, he's my rock. And again, is it an expensive? Yes.
Skip, let me ask you a question. You think Michael Jordan needs an agent? He's Michael Jordan. He can go to Nike, he can go to Haynes, he can go anywhere he wants to and negotiate his own contract.
But he did have an agent back in the day.
David Falk.
Yes, he did.
He has attorneys now.
Yes.
So this notion about, oh, he could do it by himself. Sure, you could, but why would you want to?
Yeah. It's the old expression about penny wise, pound foolish is a British expression, but it means you're trying to save pennies when the dollars are what really count.
Exactly.
And you're not seeing the big picture. Your pride is getting in your way.
Yes.
You're stumbling over your own pride.
But, and the thing is, like, I negotiated my own deal. I ain't even go to school for this. I did. Okay, fine.
Fine.
Okay.
And maybe you can, and maybe it'll work. But in the big picture, you're losing the PR battle because you don't have that rock behind you.
And maybe in certain situations you can. But your situation is very unique for you not to have a representative. You have the franchise tag. Now things are a little bit different. You need somebody working behind the scenes that says can go to a New Orleans or that can go to one of these teams. Okay, What if we got Baltimore to come off of, say, a first and a third, and maybe did a fifth? You guys exchange. They give you, they give you your their fifth. You give them your fourth.
Yep.
Something of that nature. Lamar can't do that.
So he had the combine, and he missed the boat on the combine.
Right.
But now we got league meetings with the owners all gathered, all the GMs.
There are more agents at the combine than players that's trying out for the NFL.
Agreed.
Because that's
what you do.
That's where all the business and the dealings. Their agents, guess where they are now? They're in Arizona at the Biltmore, talking. Oh, you represent such and such? I represent Jalen Carter, or I represent Bryce Young, or I represent C.J. Stroud or Smith.
Yep.
That's how it works.
This could have been navigated. It could have been done by now.
Mm-hmm. Was Lamar at the combine? Is he in Arizona?
No.
Why not?
I even saw that Odell showed up at the Biltmore. Does he live in Phoenix?
I think he has a place there.
But whatever.
Guess what, Skip? He's a free agent.
He's free.
He's a free agent. Lamar isn't free.
No.
Coach Belichick, everybody keeps telling you, Lamar isn't free. That's the term they use. But he's not uninhibited from going and getting a deal. He talk to the Ravens. You got to talk to the Ravens. We got to talk to the Ravens. Well, if you had a representative, they can be, hey, Baltimore, I got this team. I don't need to tell you who they are because I don't want you going behind my back trying to blow it up. Yeah. But I got this team that said they'll give you a first and a third, and y'all can exchange fourth and fifth pick. Okay. They give you the fifth round pick. You give them your fourth in 2024.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Okay, but then Lamar has to sign the tender of the tag, and then you get traded.
Well, see, Skip, I got to get the parameters of a thing in place first, and then okay, what's the compensation?
Yes.
What would be fair compensation?
Right. All this is under the table dealing.
Yes.
It's not exactly legit, but it's okay because that's what that guy can do for you.
But, Skip, that's what they do.
Yes.
And I can make it fluffy. Okay, I got a 6-year, $300 million deal on the table.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson, I'm going to give you $160 million fully guaranteed the first 3 years.
That's all you need to know. Yep. And then you can gloat about all the hype of the rest of the deal.
Because all the teams, all they're trying to do is prorate it over the life of the contract to lessen the cap hit.
Yeah. Remember when Mahomes' deal first came down, we were like, wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Wait a second.
But I tell look, that's whoa. He only getting like 130-something. Why you do that?
Team friendly.
But see, that's the thing though, Skip, is that when they looked at Mahomes' deal, he's arguably the best quarterback, the best quarterback currently playing. Other teams going to their quarterback and say, well, look at him. You ain't got 2 MVPs. You ain't got 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and he only making this. How we pay you that?
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's how they look at it, because that was Tom. They like, hold on. Tom took discount, and hired the quarterback that even own Patriots. And I talked to Patriots, and they say, well, Tom only makes this. How can I pay you more than Tom?
Absolutely. Okay. So, in the end, Lamar should have listened to you from jump. I hope he listens to Deion.
I hope he does, too. Yep. I hope Prime get on the phone, call him, say, hey, Jack, bro, come on. Don't even worry about it no more. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's in God's hands now. Yeah. You don't need to be tweeting, going back and forth with people that that are not privy to what's going on with your knee or your contract situation.
It just doesn't matter. Yep.
And forgive me for being one of little faith, but I doubt the Twitter sphere has Lamar's best interest at heart either.
They don't.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.